What is up, fish people? Yes, it is a sad rainy day here at Ohio Fish Rescue. But you know who it is? It's Josh. I'm here to talk to you guys today about the goldfish. Now, there's a couple of our members on there. I do read the comments. You guys keep asking, what about the goldfish? Why don't you talk about the goldfish? Well, today I have the perfect chance to talk about our goldfish. Now, this is going to be like kind of a care fact, how to, what should and shouldn't be done about your goldfish, because we had just got in these Arandas, and as you can see, this little guy right here, he's kind of having trouble swimming. He keeps trying to swim down, his belly's making him float back up. Your first instinct would think, oh, that is bloat, but it's actually not. It's a common mistake, but this is from overfeeding your Arandas too much. They eat a lot and they go up to the top of the water and they gulp air in his belly. He is a lot better than when he was brought to us because he was practically flipping upside down. So your Arandas need to be kept on a strict diet. I like to use sinking pellets preferably so I can, negate that whole thing. But as you can see, this is one of the Arandas we've had here. Yes, he's still a bit on the plump side, but he is not overbearing like this guy filled with air. I have been feeding him peas just to try and get him to kind of poop it out. But with Arandas, you guys must know that they are a goldfish, but they do prefer clean water and they prefer a warmer water. I like to keep my Arandas around 72 to 74. That's, right in the middle of their optimal range. And the reason Arandas need clean water, but you're thinking it's a goldfish. Goldfish can live in mud ponds, and, goldfish can pretty much live in a bowl on your counter. Well, this is a genetically modified goldfish, and they have these caps on their heads. Some people call them brains, some people call them hoods, but the proper term for it is called a wen. Now, the wen on these goldfish develops, around 4 months old. You'll start to see the brain start growing. Arandas are not the only goldfish to have a wen. You can have your Ranchu goldfish. You have your telescopes where they have the big bubbly eyes. But point of the story is you have multiple goldfish with this brain-like structure on their head called a wen. But in between the folds of this wen, if you have debris in the water, bacteria in the water, it can get in the folds of the wen and cause an infection. So most of the time when I rescue these Arandas, they will have a fungus growing on their wen. That is from bad water quality. And these guys do need exceptionally clean water. It'll create for a happy fish. So when it comes to size of these goldfish, your first line of defense to do some research would be Google. And now when you Google search an Aranda, they come up, 7-8 inches long. Well, that's not entirely true, because we had an Aranda here that was 12 inches long. You can see there's my fist next to this Aranda. She is pretty big. Actually, it could be a he. I'm not really sure. But he's about the size of my fist now, and he's not even done growing. The one that we had here that was absolutely huge, he's in the freezer now. He was an old guy, but he was about twice the size of my fist. Now, you guys might get in a later video. We'll do a video on, all the fish that we have in our freezer, because those are all the ones that were held near and dear to us, the ones that got exceptionally big. And I can actually show you guys that Aranda that was big. But as you guys see, they have the big fan tails, and they kind of use that to their advantage to swim, even though it looks pretty. Now, the awesome thing about these fish is their temperament. They will absolutely get along with almost everything in the tank. So if you have them in a big community tank with goldfish, they will live out their life happily and be just fine. They can live in planted tanks and they will not uproot your plants. They might try and eat some of them if they think they taste good, because they are omnivores. They will pretty much eat just about anything you offer them. That's why people feed them flake food and they go up to the top and gulp air, and they have this problem. But I use sinking pellets, but I also give them treats of different types of vegetables that they'll come up and gnaw on. I do have other goldfish that these guys will join, but we are going to do a 180 gallon, just strictly fancy tail goldfish tank like these guys here, and make them all set up with plants and make it all look nice and have just a species only goldfish tank. I think some of you guys would love that and see how we plan to aquascape it. So like most other fish, yes, these fish can get diseases. They can get your normal fish diseases, but the most common in goldfish, and that I see the most, is a lot of the times when I rescue goldfish like this, they will have a bright red patch on their side. That is normally called a red pest disease. And goldfish usually get this when they are in bad living conditions. It is easily curable most of the time. I just raise the temperature of the water and I add salt, make sure they are in super clean water, and it will clear up within a week or two. So that's pretty much what you got to look forward to. Always when your fish is getting sick, you see something wrong with them, there is always a reason. So the first step in checking that is checking your water quality. Yes, even the best of us sometimes, we slip, we think, oh, our water's good, it's magnificent, I don't need a water change, and people tend to look past that. But here, that is the first thing we always go to, because we know people do slip. Things can happen unexpectedly, and your water parameters can go right down the drain. Especially in a smaller system, they can go down pretty quick. So always check your water parameters first, and as long as you have them in clean water, salt, and raise the temperature, that really takes care of a lot of the diseases that come by these guys. And if it's something a little bit more serious, there are medications out there for you. I do get people all the time that send me pictures and videos of their fish. And sometimes they'll name their fish Jimmy, and they'll be like, oh, Jimmy's sick, can you help me? And I do my best to tell you what's wrong with that fish just from a picture or a video. And 95% of the time, I'm right on the money, and it works. Sometimes there's a little bit more of an in-depth case, and I have to do a little bit more preparation into what's wrong with this fish, and we try and get you guys right. But like I was saying, these guys can live in with your common koi. That's where I rescued some of these orandas from the first time. That big oranda I was telling you guys about, it came on from a big koi rescue that we did. But let me take you out here to another goldfish tank, and I will show you some other goldfish that you can come by. So we come out here to the pool room. Now we have this 200-gallon cube up here. Of course, we have the pretty Shabunkin goldfish. We have your regular comet goldfish. And these are all suitable tank mates for the orandas. This is a heated tank, so we keep this up at, sets of 72 to set 74. So once them orandas finish quarantining, we will bring them in here to join some friends. And a couple of these guys are going to go out to the front pond. Now, while I have you guys out here, I did want to show you that we added a new friend into the pond. That is a 20-inch or so mono peacock bass. And he is in the pool with the big guys now. he was being a little bit of a butthead in the 3000, and he was going after fish. And so we took the problem guy out, and he came up to the pond. Now we'll see how he does in the next couple days. Might go back into the bass tank with the rest of our bass, which I can show you guys here in just a second. So we have all the bass in the 750 over here. As you can see, the Intermedia, the Temensis, the Azul. There's a couple more in there. But back to the goldfish. Now, Arandas and some of your fancier goldfish are not for beginner people because they are a little bit harder to keep. They need cleaner water. They have a little bit more care to them. And the price tag on them. You know, your common Aranda, like some of these smaller guys and smaller, they can range anywhere from $40 to $100 depending on where you get them from. You can see a guy this size for, you know, $250 at your pet store. So I would just do your guys' research always on a new fish, and I hope that some of my knowledge can be passed to you guys on this goldfish endeavor. And I hope you guys stick around, and for those of you that have been wanting to see all the goldfish, you guys stick around and wait for the new goldfish tank that is coming soon. We will be going up to pick up a bunch of new tanks from a fellow fish lover. You guys will hear the whole story on him and why he's getting out of the hobby. But he decided that all of his equipment would be best coming to Ohio Fish Rescue and going to good use. So one of those tanks are going to come here and be the new awesome Aranda tank. We might even do two or three, one for Arandas, one for goldfish, one for Shabunkin. Who knows, but we're getting a bunch of them. I hope you guys learned something from today. Hope you guys stick around, and always like, comment, subscribe, and stick around for next time, guys. Stay fishy.